Now, hitting on the best and the worst thing about this phone simultaneously, the software is one of those things that I'm not really a huge fan of. Now, it's actually pretty stock. It's almost completely stock Android for the most part, which is something I like. I don't like having a bunch of random things coming up and a lot of bloatware. This thing does have, Blackberry's, built-in apps, but other than that, it's a pretty stock experience, which I like. Now, unfortunately, it did get, it only got like 1 or 2 versions of Android. So it started off with Android 7.1. It got all the way up to Android 8.1, and it didn't go any further than that, which is actually pretty sad because I feel like this phone could probably still support, maybe a couple more versions of Android here and there. It did kind of have like a watered down chipset at that time. So it's not necessarily like the best performing phone of all time, but I think it's okay. Like if it got a couple more updates, I think that would have been awesome. But I think something that's even cooler than that is the fact that this phone has a 3500 mAh battery inside of it. And I think that's a really good size battery. We're seeing still 3500 mAh to be a really good size battery that people are still putting into their phones. So I think that is a really good highlight of this phone. The battery life I think is really good on this phone, but the software is a bit outdated. The software is not even that bad because it's mostly stock Android, which I love, but it is a little bit outdated. We're already getting our developer betas for Android 12, so that's already many years outdated for the most recent version of software that this phone got. So keep that in mind, but that's pretty much how I would kind of sum up this specific phone's best feature and probably the worst feature as well. Now,